In the beginning, when I found out about Huntington's, I wasn't very open with it. I just went in self-destruct mode. But later I've been the opposite, so now I talk to everyone about it. Yeah, very open and talk a lot about it. And that I know has helped me a lot. Well, I'm not even looking at this.
Mathias, I was wondering if we could go back, because you mentioned you were diagnosed, when was this?
96.
96. And then you went into a very dark place. Can you tell me a little bit more about what were you thinking? How was this for you?
I was in school then, folk high school, and I had to drop off.
How old were you?
I was 23. And I mean, I just remember this place, the clinical place, as dark hallways where you're always alone. And I had someone that I could go and see after the decision, the result, but it didn't click, and I wasn't ready for it, so I just didn't do that for long.
Because you didn't have any symptoms at that time, did you?
No. No, and all I had was my image of my father and my grandmother. They were not beautiful, that so it was just death for me to find this out. And I was asking my friends, two of them, to, when I get the symptoms, kill me. Yeah. And they said, okay, we'll do that. Now I told them, no.
Very happy to hear that. And then you start using drugs or something?
Yeah, I've done drugs before, so it was kind of easy to just go back to that. And it took 1 year, and I was homeless, injecting. And in the end I was close to dying. Then I pulled myself up and went home to my mom and said, okay, help me. Really? I want to quit.
How did you manage to pull yourself out? How long were you in this dark hole?
A couple of years, 2, 3. And in the end it's me who pulled me out, my decision to do it.
It can't have been easy.
No, it wasn't easy, it wasn't easy. And I owe money to the bad people in Sweden. I got kind of tortured once inside an apartment for many hours, and that's when I decided I had to quit. And I had to flee out to our country house in the middle of the winter, and was there for many months before I came into a rehabilitation thing. And I was there for half a year. Then I took my life back.
So your mindset also changed then? You started to think other thoughts than just this seeing your father and
Yes, of course. I mean, yeah. And my father and me, we weren't friends. He was a very bad father. So there was a lot of hatred and the disease. So, but I forgave him in my mind. It's not good going around hating. It's not good for you.
No. You could forgive him.
He died in a place where he was from, the Huntington. I went there and saw the body. I didn't have time. That was nice to say goodbye to him, because he was not a happy man. In spite of, even without Huntington.
So you pulled yourself together and you got into rehabilitation and you really started life once more.
Yeah, and I'm such a different person today than I was when I was a teenager.
How is that possible? You said something about some people helped you.
Yes, of course. People are very important. I've always had some good people around me. But I shut them away when I was in the dark place. But when I stopped, I could talk to them and have them again. And with the Huntington thing, definitely the people in the front row, they were, it's done a lot.
You also mentioned something about you were attending a camp, and did you?
I've been to many places like that in Gävlestad and I can't remember the last one.
No, so that's really camps where you meet.
Other people with Huntington's, and it's great. We do activities and
Why is that good?
Because you see that it's not as bad as you have pictured everything in your head about the disease. You see a lot of happy people even if they're really... So, it's uplifting for the most part, absolutely. I got to meet the Pope.
Not so bad.
Yeah, I've been to some good places just thanks to Huntington, so something good in everything.
So you also told us a little bit about your everyday life. Say a little bit more about what's a normal day for you?
I go up, I have sleeping problems a lot, so I have 3 medicines for that. An antipsychotic and Taralem to sleep the whole night, and Imovan sometimes too. And Taralem makes you, the first hours in the day is not, I'm glad I don't have a job. So I mostly sit for many hours in front of the computer watching things. Series, films.
You need a slow start on your day.
And I'm fine with that, drinking tea. And then almost always nowadays, especially when it's good weather, I go out down to the harbor in Gothenburg, which is a very nice place. And I can sit there all day listening to books, audiobooks. And I meet some friends as well, sometimes.
If you go back, if you think back 10 years, what's the greatest difference how you experience your everyday life? Do you experience changes, or is this really not something you can?
It's hard to say. I used to have more people home before. Now I never have. It's my fortress where I want to. It's even, I don't like my mom coming, but it's a good thing that she is. And
But you're fine with that? You think that's
okay?
Yeah,
I'm happy. And that's what I come to now, that happy is the only thing that's what I care about. And I'm happy smoking and drinking a bit too much and sitting home watching this stuff, and that's okay. Fine.
So people shouldn't worry too much if the activity changes when you get into the disease, because that's a natural process, is that
unless it's very unhealthy, or we shouldn't care much now. And there was a scientist in Gothenburg now who said that it was even good with a higher BMI. I was glad to hear that. And I swim once a week and train once a week at all measures. And it's
You said a little bit about it also, that you have hope for the future.
I have. I've always believed that this would come much sooner in my life, because it did with my father. But as every year goes and I don't have it one shake. The mental things is no fun, but you can medicate some, you can live with it. So I get a bit angry when they say, the scientists, like, well, maybe 5 years, we can don't say that. But still, in 5 years, maybe I'm still just the same as I am now, and that's okay. And I'll take that lumbar function every week if I have to.
Do you hear that? So, if you could give some advice to people out there?
Yeah, the most important advice I have is to talk about it with everybody. And that helps yourself because, yeah, you can talk to yourself. I mean, yeah, openness and talking to people makes the whole difference for me. Makes it so much easier because I was so alone with it for so many years. And if I just had somewhere to go or someone, if I open up, my life could have been different. But, yeah. So that's my best advice. And for the everyday situations, like getting someone at home to help you, I mean, they just have to sit in your sofa and you clean and water the plant and make the calls for the week and stuff. That's great. Yeah. So take help when you're offered. I said no in the beginning because no, I don't want people in my home. But I'm glad that I changed my mind. So.
Great advice, really. I think so many people affected by Huntington's disease don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Why is that, you think?
I don't know really. I mean, my father was like that. He refused. He didn't have the disease until he died. And for me, it's very hard to. I mean, somewhere on the road, you have to know that you have it. But I know that this disease is that kind of thing that you do that. But I never felt like that. And why you don't talk about it, I don't know. If you're ashamed or something, maybe. I can't really remember for me what it was.
But what you're saying is when you started to talk about it, it was really, really helpful.
Very much so.
And then you end up here on the stage talking to so many people.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And Rome was amazing as well. I mean, I'm not Catholic, but you felt the presence of someone important when you meet the Pope. And I took a selfie.
Okay. If you don't have anything else you have on your list you want to add?
No, yeah, maybe the Huntington Center that has started in Mölndal in Gothenburg is also something that we're very happy about, very happy. Just starting to pop up in Sweden. And Gothenburg is where I live, so I started going there, and yeah, that's great. So that's what's on my list as well. And they're here, I think 8 of them are here today.
Thank you so much.